Chair. Well, first of all, thank you for answering so many of the questions that we have around coronavirus, but I'm going to actually switch topics. Is that okay? I'm from Illinois. The congressional district I serve is 14 counties, goes up to the Wisconsin state line. Mississippi River's on the western part of my district and then goes into central Illinois. 11 of the 14 counties are rural, and then we have the population centers of what we call the Quad Cities, Peoria and Rockford. So each of these counties and communities face the unfortunate circumstances that can lead to negative health outcomes, probably like almost every congressional district in the country. And as you know, these are called social determinants of health. And I'm just going to give you a few examples. In Peoria, Illinois, we've got a problem with food deserts. And heard a story from a person in my district, takes them 16 bus stops to be able to access fresh fruit and vegetables, 16 bus stops. And then in Rockford, Illinois, Congresswoman Lauren Underwood just came to my district. She's the co-chair of the Black Maternal Health Task Force. And so we brought her in so we could bring health professionals together and find out why do we have, in the state of Illinois, 6 times, Black women are 6 times more likely to die as a result of pregnancy-related conditions than white women. So it's something that, again, social determinants of health. How do we get to this? We have a hospital in my district that took them 7 years to hire a primary care physician, 7 years. And then we've just closed, within the last year or two, the obstetric services out of Pekin, Illinois and Galesburg, Illinois. So those are some of the examples that we're facing. So along with Congressman Cole, we introduced the Social Determinants Accelerator Act. I'm very proud that we've gotten that out there. But here's what I'd like to ask you, and maybe Dr. Collins, you can start, but would love to hear from the rest of you on this. The National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities has a strong focus on social determinants of health. But each of your institutes obviously has skin in the game on this. So I'm wondering if you can talk about how you're working together to address this, what I can take away from this. Love the powerhouse that we have sitting in front of us, and that's what I'd like you to focus on for the couple minutes that we have here.
And it's a wonderful topic, and in fact, every one of the NIH institutes, as you say, has skin in the game in various ways, and I could give you many examples because of the time. Maybe I'll first ask Dr. Bianchi to say what we're doing in terms of this very thorny and difficult and important issue of maternal mortality, which is particularly a problem of health disparities.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. NIH really shares your concern. The problem that we have is, although maternal mortality is rising, it is still a relatively rare event. So it's very difficult to study it. There are only about 700 women. It's too many, but it's hard to study, 700 a year. We're focusing on the so-called near misses. In addition, there are 50,000 more women who are near misses, and these women can help us to identify differences in survival. Why do these women survive, whereas there are others who do not? We also really need to understand why is there a difference in African American women, as you mentioned, but also American Indian women, as well as Alaska Native women, who all have higher risks of mortality, as well as all women over age 40. It's also important to recognize that maternal death doesn't just encompass pregnancy, labor, and delivery, but it encompasses the full year after delivery.
Right.
And so we need to connect obstetrics with internal medicine. Pregnancy puts a stress on a woman's body, as you know. It unmasks comorbid conditions such as diabetes, depression, and heart disease. So it's really an opportunity to intervene. Dr. Collins has put up the slide because we are now developing a trans-NIH initiative that's going to be known as the IMPROVE. This is the first time you've heard about this. It's implementing a maternal health and pregnancy outcomes vision for everyone. It has 2 components. One side on the right is the foundational biology part, which is really aimed at determining predictive biomarkers as well as novel technology. And on the left, there's a social and biobehavioral aim It's very important to connect the communities, not only to hear from them what they need, but then to be able to implement some of these changes.
Everybody could tell you more about, and I'm sorry because of the time, I can't call on the other folks at the table, but we'd love to talk to you more about this. This is a very high priority for us.
Okay, we'll set aside some time where we can talk outside of this hearing. But thank you very much. I appreciate your perspective on that. I yield back.